Hello?
Hello!
What's up?
Oh my gosh, what is up? Let me rearrange my chair. I'm way too close to the camera.
How's it going?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm chilling.
All right, I was just talking about how excited I am to catch up with you because it's kind of a mini full circle moment here. The last time that I saw you was when you were in New York promoting Phobias. It feels like forever ago, but now that's obviously one of the tracks on your brand new EP. It's out now. It's never really over. How do you feel now that that project has been released and everybody's listening to it?
It's crazy. I've said this like a bunch of times, and people are gonna clown me in the comments, but it's crazy. It's very scary, but I'm glad it's finally out because I've been sitting on this music for so long.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine because I remember you teasing something back then and being like, maybe I have a bigger project coming, maybe I don't. And I was like, okay, well, I just want to listen to it. But I think this one in particular, out of all your releases, right, I was more excited for than ever because you kind of announced it as part of this new era of like who you are and what your music represents, and that it kind of sums up this like farewell letter to your childhood innocence, which I think is such an interesting concept. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and where the inspiration for that idea came about?
Yeah. So I think the new era has kind of been. It's kind of like officially a new era now, but it's been kind of like brewing for a while. This EP is all about like my progression as a person, my growth, and just like the person that I've become now. You don't just like turn that on one day and boom, you're like a new person. It's not like that. Like you have to go through things and have experiences. So yeah, the new era is kind of like a culmination of all the things that I've done in the last like year and a half, and it's never really over as a product of that.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. And it's kind of interesting to think about because, like you said, this isn't something that happens overnight, right? Like you don't wake up one day and you're like, oh, here we go, child innocence, goodbye. Because it's really like a long time coming and you've experienced so much growth and such an evolution over the years. But at the same time, you know, this is kind of a huge difference to some of the people that have been around for a while. I mean, this EP has the first song on like that's on Spotify listed as explicit, even though it's not really explicit. And you know, you've grown up so much. I always see people comment on your TikToks and they're like, wait, he can drive? I thought he was 11. And I can only imagine like what that's like. It's kind of this catch-22 of stepping into the spotlight at such a young age, right? Because on one hand, fans get to experience such a big part of your life with you and they're a part of this journey for so long. But at the same time, you're almost frozen in time in their minds, like the way the public perceives you, in that some people still really do like think that you're 12 years old. Does that make it difficult at all to like progress as an artist?
For sure, yeah, very well said.
Thank you.
I think half of the half of the battle is like letting people that like either like used to I guess when I was like 13, 14, I didn't really know this, but it was like I was like everybody's like middle school crush.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's yeah, it's like letting people like re-know that like I'm here, I'm making music and it's like actually kind of sick now. And oh, am I frozen?
No, I can see you. Am I frozen?
Oh, yeah, you're a little frozen.
Oh no. Okay, just keep going. We'll live with it.
Okay. Yeah, that's like half the battle. I'm just trying to make new stuff that's more in line with um, who I am now. And yeah, I love seeing those comments. It's so funny. But you know, at least people like know who I am now.
Yeah, and I do think that's such a funny thing to think about that you were so many people's middle school crush, and not that you're no one's crush now. I don't think that's what we're getting at, but there is such like a nostalgia factor surrounded with like who you were back then and how that's evolved over the years. And it's kind of a cool concept because those people, as you've grown up, they've kind of grown up with you. How has the response been like to the EP? Do people identify with it in the same way that you feel like they really identified with you years ago when they had those posters of you on their wall and they were in sixth grade?
For sure, yeah. I've been seeing a lot of people really like flaws, which I didn't really expect. That was kind of like I didn't expect that one to do as well as it is, but I guess people are really resonating with it. That was always like my sister's favorite, but
Which
I find it
sister? Darian?
no, my sister Madison and also my mom. because they're all soft, but yeah, I just didn't expect it to be like that, and I feel like people are really resonating with that one in particular. So hopefully some of the people that like used to be big fans come back and they're like, hey, like this guy's talking about himself now, and it's more real. But I find it hard to listen to those kind of songs because it's all about like me. I don't like I don't like listening to that. It's kind of weird. Like it was weird writing it. Because I had to like really dig into myself.
For sure. So you mentioned that your mom and Maddie's favorite song is Flaws. I hate asking artists this because it's like asking my parents like which child they like the most. But do you have a song on this EP that kind of holds a special part of your heart? Like maybe it resonates more closely with you. Not necessarily a favorite, but is there one that kind of speaks to you in that way?
Probably Adelaide. Partly because we've been working on it for so long. Like I don't even know how many times I've sent production notes back and forth for that song, and like vocal notes, and like we re-recorded it. And it was just a whole process. That was the first song that I wrote on the EP, and that was like a year and a half ago, I think. So that I have like a special connection to that one. Also, just like kind of bangs, and I like making music like that.
No, it's so good. I want to talk about that song in particular because we put up an Instagram story earlier today, like, hey, we're going to be talking to Johnny, like, who has questions? And so many of them are about your love
Wait, I'm
life.
sorry. So you said John's a feelings auntie. I do. I don't like them. I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry.
and you did too accuse your family of being soft for liking Flaws. So I
Yeah,
feel
they're
like I agree
soft.
with that comment. No, so many of the questions that people put in to get today were about your love life, which I feel like obviously people want to know, but there is such a big part of your life, I feel like, that you do kind of keep private, that you're not like all over social media with. And this song, obviously, like a lot of these songs kind of come from love stories. And you mentioned a second ago that, you know, these are songs that are about your real life. Like they come from experiences. Where did the inspiration for Adelaide come from? Can you talk a little bit about that? People want to know that song in particular.
Yeah, that was a real experience. The boyfriend part wasn't real. The girl just like didn't like me, so hurt. But yeah, so that song that's about a real person. It's a little dramatized, of course. Um, but like the lines that are the lines that are like, I thought I quit you, but you're still my vice. That's probably my favorite line. That's like super real because it's true. Like I was like over this girl and I wasn't, and yeah, so it was a double whammy on that one for sure. But I don't really like making that part of my life super public unless it's in like a song because I feel like it gets messy really quickly for sure. Like the last time I did that, like Gen Z happened, that caused so many problems.
Hashtag Gen Z, man.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but yeah, so I'm not gonna be revealing names or anything unless they want me to, but I doubt that's gonna happen.
Of course. So I am curious because I have no idea what it's like to write a song about somebody that I liked that didn't like me back and put it out there for the entire world to hear. Has this person heard this? Like, does this person know that this song is about them? Do you think they would recognize it? Like, what would that reaction be like?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying my hardest not to talk to them. So,
For sure.
yeah.
Um, so one other thing that I really like about this EP is that you talk a lot about the behind the scenes of it, how a bunch of this self-reflection comes from the transitional point you are at your life right now, where like you are graduating school so soon, like 6 months or whatever it may be, and you go to like normal school, right? Like that's true. Most 17-year-old artists who are at this like huge part of their career that you are at right now do not go to normal school. Did you take today off to like celebrate this huge release of your sophomore EP?
Yeah, I did. I took today
Good.
off.
Okay.
I skipped school. Um,
Wait, did you call in sick?
no, no, you can't do that because then they don't let you go to school for 2 weeks.
Right. Got it. Okay.
And I'm not sick, so I don't want to alarm anybody. But no, they're pretty understanding. Like I've been going to this school since grade 9. I'm a senior now, so they kind of like know what's going on. And if I'm like listen, I'm doing interviews all day tomorrow, like I can't come to school, sorry. They'll be like, all right, just come on Monday.
They're like, we'll see you when we see you. I think that's so interesting because, like, I remember when I was in high school and, like, I had to leave early for a dentist appointment. Everyone would be like, where is she? Like, someone's missing. And, like, you kind of take that to the extreme, right? You're like, oh, like, I just got to go to Milan. I'm going to Dolce & Gabbana, like, Fashion Week. Like, oh, I just have to go hand out this award to Taylor Swift at the EMAs and also, like, receive my own award while I'm there. What do your classmates and teachers like think of all of this when you are kind of doing all of these amazing things and kind of pursuing your passions in such a huge way?
They're not like, I wouldn't say that anybody at my school is really like a fan, or at least that I know of, but they're all like super supportive about it. Like nobody has like, I don't know, like they probably like, wouldn't buy tickets to like come to see me, but if I gave them tickets, they'd definitely come to see what's happening. My principal came last year to my show in Toronto, but it's kind of funny. Like I never really tell anybody what's going on, even my teachers, which they kind of get mad about. But in like grade 10 on the Teenage Fever tour, I just kind of like disappeared for like a month and I didn't tell anybody. I like told my boys, I was like, hey, like I'll see you guys in like a month, and then I just left like that day. Like I literally remember being picked up from school and then going to the airport.
Okay, that's crazy. I saw you on the Teenage Fever tour and it was so much fun. Like I still think about that night. I want to talk about touring a little bit because obviously you can't go on tour right now, but you just did super recently a drive-in concert, which is so cool. What was that experience like? Was it difficult to like